for these notes, I'm going to talk about some main concepts of translations and reflections. And sorry that I spelled reflections wrong up there, so I will fix that. All right, a translation is sliding an object. The original object before it's moved is called the preimage. After something has been transformed, either translated today or reflected, the new one is called the image. The original preimage points, just E, W, G, but the image points after the transformation, you could see this E prime, W prime, and G prime. So I know by looking at those that this is the object after it's been transformed. Translation means you're sliding an object either right, left, up, or down. Same object, just moved. A reflection, same thing. The first one is the preimage, second one is the image, but reflections, you're reflecting equal distance at a perpendicular straight angle to that line of reflection. So this W is 3 points over that reflection line. The new W prime for the image is going to be that many boxes, 1, 2, 3, 4, below that line. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the new image. So you can see all these points equal distance straight across from that line of reflection. All right, here we go. So again, some of the terminology and now some of the problems. This first one, I'm translating 1 unit right, 2 units down. So again, that is the pre-image. You could tell by just looking at the coordinates, they're just plain old coordinates. The image, I'm moving each point 1 unit to the right and 2 down. 1 unit to the right, 2 down. 1 unit to the right, 2 down. You can see those are my new image points. I prime, T prime, E prime. That is the new image. That is pretty easy. But what we really want you to know is what's really happening with the coordinates. So I'm going to take a couple coordinates and compare them. I'm going to take E and E prime. That coordinate E is -1, -1. And the new E prime is 0, -3. So if you're understanding these correctly, I'm moving it 1 unit to the right. That means from the first one to the new X coordinate, the X coordinate will go up by 1. Moving to the right, X coordinate's going up by 1. Moving to the left, X coordinate's going down. Moving up, the Y coordinate will go up. Moving down, the Y coordinate will go down. So here I go. I'm comparing the original E to E prime. I can see that the Y coordinates for the original are -1, and then it goes down by 2 to get to -3. That going down by 2 in the Y numbers tells me that it's translating moving 2 boxes down. If I compare the X numbers, I can see from the original -1 to 0, I'm actually adding 1. I'm going up. When you have an X number going up, that means you're going to the right. So again, when your X number goes up, the object's translating to the right. When the X number goes down from the original to the new one, the translation is to the left. The Y numbers, if the Y numbers from the original to the new one go up, that means the object's being translated up. If the Y numbers go down, that means it's translated down. So I could see from the E to the E prime, the X coordinate went up by 1. The Y coordinate went down by 2. That is right 1, down 2. You will need to know that. So keep on going. For reflections, again, find that line you're reflecting across. For Y equals -2 would be a horizontal line. That would not be vertical. X lines are straight up and down vertical. So now to reflect, this point is on the line of reflection, so the new point will still be on that line, but here we go. E is 1 point below that line of reflection. The new E directly straight across, 1 point above. Q, 2 below that line of reflection. Q prime, 2 boxes straight across above. Z, 3 boxes below. Z prime, 3 boxes above. And you can see if I folded my paper down this line of reflection, that image would fold right on top of the pre-image. But again, pre-image, the original coordinates, image, the new ones after the transformation. You could see by the little prime numbers on there, those are the new coordinates. Number 3, y equals negative x is the line y equals negative x plus 0, believe it or not. So there's no y-intercept there. I start at 0. My slope tells me every time I go over 1, I go down 1. This is a line with both y and x in it, which gives you one of these diagonal lines. It will not be a horizontal or vertical line like single variable lines. Y equals negative x is a negative diagonal. So when I do my reflections, I'm reflecting straight across that line. Hit it directly across at a 90-degree angle, straight across. You don't want to come at it at an angle. So J, directly a half box above that line. J prime, a half box below. T is a box and a half above that line. T prime, a box and a half directly across below. A, one box across that line. A prime, one cross directly below. And then S, I got 1, 2, 3 below. 1, 2, 3. Making sure you're hitting that line of reflection at a 90-degree perpendicular angle straight across. This is the image, the new ones. S prime, T prime, J prime, and A prime. And the pre-image have the original coordinates. All right, last one. This one I'm reflecting across the x-axis. So that is my horizontal line through the x-axis. Each point will be equal distance above and below that line of reflection. So W, 4 points above. W prime, 4 points below. M, 5 above. M prime, 5 below. D, it's going to be 5 above, 5 below straight across. And A, 3 above, 3 below straight across. Draw my line. And now for the most important concept, what happens again to the coordinates? So I'm going to compare a couple coordinates here. I'm going to compare one of my coordinates from the pre-image. I'm going to look at A, and I'm going to compare that to the coordinate A prime for my image. So my coordinate A is 4 for x, 3 for y. A prime is 4 for x, negative 3 for y. So you could see when something reflects across the x-axis, the x numbers don't change, but the y numbers become opposite. And of course, if I was reflecting across the y-axis, the opposite would happen. The y numbers would stay the same, and the x numbers would be opposite. So those kind of things we need you to remember. So again, comparing these 2 points for the image and the pre-image, for the original 4, 3, the new one 4, negative 3, the x numbers did not change when I reflected over that x-axis, only the y numbers, and they only changed by one was positive and the other one is the opposite, negative. So those are the kind of things we're going to be working on even more. Good luck.